racist when he made those comments. That said, President Biden, or President-elect Biden, as we've just been hearing from Emma, wants to take a conciliatory approach. And as the Prime Minister himself said, the relationship has a strategic importance that does outweigh any two particular leaders.
The United States is our closest and most important ally, and that's been the case under President after President, Prime Minister after Prime Minister. It won't change. And I look forward very much to working with President Biden and his team on a lot of crucial stuff for us in the weeks and months ahead.
Now, he wants to put climate change at the top of that list, where he is closer to Biden than to Trump. But where he is further away, of course, is on Brexit, and particularly whether it could damage the Good Friday Agreement. Joe Biden has Irish roots that he's very proud of. One of his colleagues, George Mitchell, actually brokered that agreement. So he takes it very seriously. And I think that means the government must tread carefully and avoid using those controversial clauses in the Internal Markets Bill, which could potentially go against the spirit of the Good Friday Agreement, although, of course, the government disputes that.
All right, Carl, thank you. The footballer Marcus Rashford has forced the government into another U-turn over the provision of free meals to disadvantaged children during school holidays. The Prime Minister phoned the Manchester United star to confirm £400 million of funding to support struggling families in England through to the end of next year. Neil Connery has more.
At this food bank in southeast London, they supplied more than 7,000 packed lunches to help school children over the recent half-term. Staff say anxious parents who rely on free school meals during term time struggle to feed their children over school holidays. Anisha Rahman is the eldest of 4 children for whom free school meals have been a lifeline. She says the stress of surviving holidays during the pandemic has been unbearable.
Incredibly difficult, because obviously what that person was in a position of, really, are we going to get food or not? And this is one of the most basic really human rights that actually children can be guaranteed here, and just not knowing really just made me quite in this position where I shouldn't really even have to be worrying really about this.
The government's new measures include a £170 million COVID winter grant scheme run by councils, £220 million for holiday activities and food, which will cover Easter, summer and Christmas holidays next year, and £16 million for food distribution charities. Footballer Marcus Rashford, who's led campaigning efforts for more help, welcomed the news, but said in a statement, "There is still much more to do, and my immediate concern is the approximate 1.7 million children who miss out on free school meals, holiday provision and Healthy Start vouchers because their family income isn't quite low enough."
He had a conversation with the PM yesterday, and we paid tribute to him sharing his experience and his concerns about this. I think the point we've made all along, we all, I don't think there's any real difference here, even in the debate. We all want to look after the most vulnerable. The question is the best way to do it.
But critics say the government has been forced into a U-turn after facing pressure over the issue. While campaigners welcome the move, they say free school meals during holidays needs a long-term solution. Neil Connery, ITV News.
Armed police have shot dead a 57-year-old in a street in Swindon after officers were called to reports of an argument between 2 men. The police watchdog has opened an investigation into the shooting, which took place in the early hours of this morning. And the sight of veterans on Whitehall standing in the shadow of the